Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We're focusing on how we need to diversify the economy and take advantage of opportunities that exist. There we had the Vice President talking about the steel sector. Well, first and foremost, let's get across to Mr. Mikhail Reznichenko, who is the Deputy Director of Tinch-Prom Export, TPE. They were responsible for Ajaokuta Steel. He joins us via phone from Moscow. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Well, we'd like to find out from you. Could you tell us, first and foremost, why is it that your company is no longer interested in coming to help Nigeria bring back Ajaokuta Steel Mill?
No, it's not exactly like that, because we are interested and we have been interested since its construction. Because Ajaokuta Steel Plant has been constructed to 98.9% commission. But unfortunately, due to a lack of infrastructure, especially railway for supply coking coal, it has not been commissioned at all. And we have been making attempts to revive the construction since 1991, repeatedly contacting Nigerian government to provide our services.
If you've been making attempts since 1991, people are surprised about that, because the impression that people have is that TPE is no longer interested.
As I told you already, in 1991 to 1994, we repeatedly reminded the government about the necessity to complete this plan. And we've been start our duty in this direction in 2002 and 2003. And in 2008, we have conducted a comprehensive technical audit of Ajaokuta Steel Plant and prepared a cooperation agreement on technical operation and management of steel plant, but it was not signed.
So wait, if the country reaches out to you, are you going to come in, and then how is the funding? How would you suggest we go about funding?
Everything depends on the agreement between two governments. And if goodwill is there from the government of Nigeria, I think that this funding problem with funding can be resolved. And it is not compulsory that the government not find its own resources in funding. Just if suppose guarantee from Nigerian government will be there, we can arrange a financial scheme using our Russian banks.
All right, thank you for talking to us today, Mr. Mikhail Reznichenko. Well, now we're joined by Dr. Kayode Fayemi, Minister of Solid Minerals Development. Thank you for coming on this morning, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Well, good thing the VP outlining how important it is for this sector to actually kick off and move on. What are your plans about the sector?
Well, you should contextualize what the VP was doing. It wasn't just picking up the cuff. The VP was in Ilorin, and I was with him to lay the foundation of a steel plant by a Nigerian, CAM Industries, Alhaji Kamaruddin Yusuf, who has been in the industry for about 2-3 decades and took over a moribund government company, turned it into a trailblazer with support from Bank of Industry. It was a moribund NIDB, the former Bank of Industry company that he bought. And that's what has become this massive steel company that currently employs about 3,000 Nigerians. And for us, that is the direction to go. It's not making noise. 2 weeks ago, we were in Okpila, where Dangote Industries also started $1 billion project. So the diversification is on, and it's not by paying lip service. It's by working with players in the sector to revive the industry, to ensure that we meet the demand locally without being necessarily dependent on what outsiders can do for us. We do need partnership, we do need cooperation with outsiders, and that's part of our strategy. But it is not utter dependence on outsiders that would get the sector going. So that's what the VP was doing.
We've seen the plan.
Yes.
You have a very ambitious plan for the solid mineral sector. You're looking at increasing, GDP, or improving the part that solid minerals contribute to the GDP. I think from 0.3% to
which is really
about 10%.
To between 5 to 10%. Yes.
And now you
right.
seem to have a master plan which was given to you, I think, on the 31st of March this year,
we're working
which you said more stakeholders were going to look into. How far have they gone with that?
Oh, that process has started. Governors have started looking at that master plan, because one of the challenges we identified in the sector was limited cooperation amongst the critical stakeholders, particularly host communities, the federal government, and the state government. And you know why that has been, because there are limited incentives for the host communities and the state government. Yet, federal government has no land anywhere. Yet, although exclusively in accordance with our constitution, everything below the ground belongs to the federal government.
As a state governor, you found that frustrating, didn't you?
Oh, well, I found it frustrating, but I also worked around it by acquiring licenses, explorating licenses from federal government in order to be able to work. And that's what I've been encouraging governors to do, which they've started. Set up your own special purpose vehicles, engage in joint venture initiatives, get licenses from the federal government for prospecting minerals in your own territory. If you suspect that you have something, don't wait. Come to the mining cadastral office, procure a license, go into operations, or encourage a private sector player to procure that license and have an equity relationship with that.